Today we are going to talk about area, perimeter, and volume. Mainly we're going to focus on perimeter and volume, perimeter and area, but we're also going to look at volume because they all really go together. All three of them go together. Volume deals with area as well. Area also relates to perimeter as well, though. Y'all have been doing perimeter for a long time now, at least 3rd grade, right? So 3rd grade, 4th grade, it's 2 years. 5th grade's your 3rd year. You've been doing area since last year, right? So the only thing new that should be new in this unit is what?
Volume.
Volume. Where do you think you can find formulas for these perimeter, area, and volume? Tell me, Drayton. The formulas for them.
Formula?
Mm-hmm. What did I give you? What did I give you that I told you that was super, super important for this unit?
What's your best friend?
What's your best friend for this unit? Not the gallon man. See, that's helpful.
Was it on Star Reference?
Yes, Beth said it yesterday too.
Star? Not the gallon man. The star.
The star reference chart. Guess where you can find these formulas?
In
your split. On your star reference chart. They're not going to give them to you. And I would even go as far to say if it's an area and perimeter volume, area or perimeter problem, they're not going to say find the perimeter. They're not going to say find the area. They're going to ask you maybe how much carpet do they lay? How much tiling do they lay? If you're talking about tiling or carpet, you're talking about area. If they're asking you how much border, how much trim, how much around the room, that is perimeter. You're going to look for keywords for area and perimeter. Volume, they're going to tell you to find volume most of the time because it's new this year. But
we're gonna look over some of the words of like.
Yeah. But you also need to know that volume is like a three-dimensional thing. Like if I am talking about how much water is in this box, can I pour water on a piece of paper and it stay there?
No.
When you're talking about volume, it's talking about how much something can hold. You have to have a three-dimensional shape for volume. It has the word three-dimensional on it, right, for containers. On volume, you're finding your formula, you're multiplying 3 things together, a length, width, and height. So it's three-dimensional, okay? I'm briefly talking through this. I'm going to go through it. Promise you more in depth. Like I said, we'll cover area and perimeter mostly today and tomorrow. And then, like, when we come back from spring break. I want to say, we'll start volume on Friday. But we'll cover it more when we get back from spring break for a good almost a week. Okay, so real quick, I want to talk through, let's highlight. So if I'm looking at a rim, the rim of something, that is going to be perimeter. Okay, the edge of my wall. If I'm looking at, see where this little tack strip is along the wall right there? In the front of the room, that is the edge of the wall. Am I finding the whole surface of that wall or just one part? One part. So that is my perimeter.
We do it in orange.
Just a color. It's fine. It's an amber light, right? Or is that your?
No, it's not mine. Mine are on one.
Is that someone's phone or someone's?
I think it was someone's.
No, that's an Amber Alert because I got one yesterday afternoon.
Okay. So whoever's phone's on, turn it off. Trim. Do y'all know what trim is up in your wall? Like, who has trim in their bedroom? What is explain trim to me, Addison?
I mean, I know it like.
Where does it go on your wall?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I barely remember the look of my room.
Okay, Drayton.
It can go on the ground or it can go in the corners and stuff.
Okay, so does that trim cover the whole surface of the wall, everywhere?
No.
It's like one strip on each wall, right?
No.
So that is not it. That is perimeter.
It would be area.
Do you see the purple around that bulletin board? Up there. That's kind of like trim. If you're putting a fence in your yard, am I taking and
Covering your entire house.
if this is my yard and I want to put fence, am I going on the outside Or am I going,
That would be area.
does Rufus have anywhere to run if this is where my fence looks like? No. If it's on the outside, does Rufus have lots of room to run?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're putting a fence up, you're finding perimeter.
That's not fair.
Rufus is the imaginary dog in our problem.
Oh, okay.
Border. Same thing up there, that bulletin board. There is border around the outside. Does it cover the whole board, the purple?
Yes.
The purple up there?
No.
Look at the trim, the very front of the room. Do those boards, does it have purple all the way covering it?
Yeah.
No.
It's just around the outsides, right?
Yes.
Okay. The word around, if I'm just going around something, does it cover everything?
No.
No. If I'm walking the outside of a building, I am finding the perimeter. The total length also means perimeter. Okay, switch to a different color. Total space. So think about it. If I am looking at the carpet, right, am I finding the total length the carpet covers or the total space it covers?
Total space.
This total space, a length is just one side, other side, other side. Total space is the complete area it covers. So if I am finding the total space, I'm finding the area. If we go in the hallway and look at the tiles, do the tiles cover the edge of the hallway or the complete hallway?
Complete.
The complete floor, right? So that is going to be area.
Does it matter what color you did?
No, as long as it's different than perimeter. Carpet's the same concept as tile.
Yes.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going to put carpet along the edge of my room and the rest of my dinner. That would look really silly in my opinion, right?
You can see it right now.
Yes, look on the floor. There's carpet everywhere in here.
Square units.
I'm going to skip square units and come back to it. Paint. You're covering the total space on that wall, right?
Yes. Unless you're kind of weird. And keep it the same color.
I would, if you're talking about paint, you're finding volume. I mean, not volume, area, sorry. If I am covering my wall with paint, or I'm covering my floor with carpet, or covering my floor with tile,
It's the total space.
it's total space, which is area. If I want to find the size of the wall, I'm finding area.
Size of wheel.
Okay, so I'm gonna, do you know what a face of an object is?
That's
What?
a sign. It's like a
So this right here, my Kleenex box, this is my face.
Triangle.
Face, it's one side, like right? It's not the whole three-dimensional object, it's one flat side. So same thing, kind of like the size of a wall. They go together. Finding area.
Miss Ketchum,
Okay.
what if the object's a circle? How many? Wouldn't it only have like one face then if it's a like sphere or circle?
It doesn't have a face off, but it has
A sphere would still have a flat surface. I mean, you can't find area. You can find area with circle, but you're not finding area with circle this year.
Okay.
So when I find area, what formula do I use? Who can tell me? Length times width. You are multiplying two units together, so my units are squared. Do you know what that looks like?
L times W.
So, no. You know what squared means.
Needs to double.
You have the little 2 raised. It's to the second power. So units, give me an example of units. Stella, give me an example of units. Let me help you. What have we been doing the past 2 days? We've been doing what kind of stuff? Conversions, right? When we're using conversions, it's because I can't add or subtract different units, right? Those units are what? Give me an example of the units we've been converting, Jella.
Then you do your tape and you put this on.
Not big steps. What are my units I've been converting?
Alright. Oh, yeah.
I can't hear you. Go back a month. Help her out, Jordan.
The inches and feet.
Inches, feet, yards, miles, meters. Those are units. So I am taking and I'm squaring. So if I multiply 3 inches by 2 inches, I'm getting 6 inches squared. Okay? It could say square inches, or you could write it inches squared. Okay? If you see this, you're working, if you see units squared, you're working with area. Yes. Okay, now we're going to get to some not topics, but words that may be new, because volume is new this year. So cubic units. So everyone right now turn to your reference chart. Your star reference chart.
Yes, I'm on it.
No, it's this. The one that we
Guys, the one we just glued in.
Okay,
Okay, stop talking. You're finding your reference chart. Everyone's finding the formula for volume.
I accidentally glued my other one in my reading journal. So I didn't know it was.
What is the volume for, what is the formula for volume, Talon?
length times width times height.
Okay, so the formula for volume, length times width times height. I'm going to go up here next to area and write A equals length times width. If my units were squared, when I'm multiplying two things together for area, what do you think it would look like here? If I'm multiplying 3 sides together. Units what? What does cubic look like? What number do you think?
Oh,
Am I multiplying 4 things together?
no.
What am I multiplying? How many sides?
Oh,
Tell me.
6.
Length, width, height. That's not
3.
6. That's 3. So
Yeah.
cubic units
That's a surprise.
look like this. You have a 3 next to them.
Unit
So
3.
inches cubed, feet cubed. What?
One side line, one side line.
Okay, so cubic units, you're working with volume. If you have 3 sides you're multiplying, look at this box. Your length, your width, your height. If it has a height that's what kind of 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional?
3-dimensional.
3-dimensional, so that means you can put stuff inside of it, right? So if you're talking about filling something up, you have a 3-dimensional shape, so you're working with volume.
Fill. You fill in water.
Capacity, do you know what that is? What?
It's
like
the
the weight of
something. The amount of things something can hold.
Or the
How
weight of
much
something.
it holds. Can my desk, that's a flat surface, hold water in a certain spot?
No.
No. You need a 3-dimensional shape figure that's going to hold something. So capacity is how much something holds. You're finding volume.
Would be like a.
Say, if capacity is having something hold, the word hold is going to mean what? Finding,
Capacity.
which is
Volume.
Volume.
If I'm talking about how much something contains, or a container has this amount, I'm talking about what? Which is volume. Yes.
Couldn't it be like the capacity of our water bottles?
Yes. How much do they hold?
You.
This year, you will find the volume of a rectangular prism in a cube. As you get older, you'll find volume of other figures.
Like circles.
Potty soil.
So, what is potting soil, guys?
Oh yeah, something that goes in a pot.
Potting soil
Okay,
is a soil
so-
that goes in a pot.
If you're filling something with potting soil,
Oh, container.
you're putting something inside of a three-dimensional figure. So, if I'm putting potting soil in here, if I'm finding how much potting soil I put in this box, I'm finding volume. Okay, so you're putting it inside of a three-dimensional figure.
So like you put it inside a water bottle.
Same thing with sand.
Yeah.
Talking about how much sand something can hold, working with volume. Kate said water, liquid, any kind of liquid. You need a container to hold that.
This one's
Boxes inside a cargo truck.
totally
Is
different.
a cargo truck a flat piece of paper?
No.
Okay, so you're putting this. Does this look like a cargo truck?
Yeah.
Thing? It
Yeah.
kind of does. Like
Kinda.
It'd be a lot bigger. It'd be a lot bigger.
Looks
If
like
I'm putting boxes inside here, I am working with volume.
Filling it up.
Yes, I'm filling it up. Yes. Okay. So let's glue this in. If y'all have not already. I'm gonna glue mine over as far as I can to the edge so I can write some stuff down.
I know where I said
Okay. You're on this zero, please, while we glue this in.
it's very clear.
Close your door. Color my hair.
Okay, not talking. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're done talking. Okay. So, when you're finding perimeter, what are you doing?
I think it's linked.
If you don't know, where are you looking?
Oh, and
Reference chart.
It's plus
It's
width.
It's link plus link
Plus width plus link.
Okay.
Plus width.
So our standard formula is length plus width plus length plus width. Or I could say,
Link times plus 2 width.
what is it?
Length times plus width.
So could I do this? Add the length and width, multiply by 2?
Yes.
Yes. Could I do 2 length plus 2w?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, but that covers a shape that has 4 sides. What about a shape that has 3 sides? How many sides would you add up?
3.
1 link plus 2 width.
How many sides would I add up, Jordan?
3.
3. Okay, so in this unit, later on, after spring break, we're going to talk about polygons. Polygons is a shape that has at least 3 sides, but it can have more than 3 sides?
Yeah.
Poly means many, right? It's a many-sided figure. So what if I had a shape that had 25 sides? Am I only add up 3 sides or 4 sides?
25 sides.
I'm going to add up 25 sides. What if I have a shape that has 7 sides?
You're gonna add 7.
I'm going to add 7 sides. So I'm also going to say P equals side plus side plus side plus side dot dot dot. So we're going to say perimeter
Plus
perimeter
Dot,
equals
mean plus width.
adding
adding
all sides together. Perimeter adding all sides together.
I found my hair.
Yes.
on the side that I have my big piece of extra paper. Can I write on that?
Well, let me ask you this. Are you allowed to write on your reference chart on the test?
No.
Yes, you are. It's yours. So I would write this next to the perimeter. B plus S plus S plus S dot dot dot. Perimeter equals adding all sides together. You are allowed to make as many notes as you want, but you can write it on there when you start the test, but you may not bring those notes with you to the test. Does that make sense? Once I say you may begin, you can write whatever you want on your test, not document, not on your scan form, but on your booklet, on your star chart, on your group paper. You can write down anything you want.
So we can do anything that would have this on it?
You can write down anything. Yes, as long as you write it after I say you may begin. Or Miss Curl says you may begin.
It's usually like 3 weeks.
Oh,
It's not 3 weeks.
Area. Give me the formula for area.
Length times width.
A equals length times width. Is there anything else you can multiply? On your formula chart.
Width times length.
Can you do sides times
You can
sides
do
times
side
sides?
times side.
Oh yeah.
If you have a square and they're the same, well, yeah, side times side. Could you also do base times height?
Yeah, base
Yeah.
times
Yes,
height.
base is another word for length.
S times height.
Height those can be interchanged.
I'm looking at it.
And Gavin said width times length, or H times B. That's, yeah, same thing. So, area, you're multiplying two sides together.
I was less than that.
Equal length times width.
Size,
Side times size. Area, base, height.
together, unit, square, unit.
And then square units.
Square unit.
Or you could write it
Unit squares.
unit like that.
We should have 2 papers ago.
Hmm?
2 papers ago.
I know. Okay, and then we have volume.
Volume, what is volume?
Volume on your formula chart, V equals, you already know length times width
Width times height.
height. You could also do what else? How many sides you multiplying together?
You can do
How many sides you multiplying together? 3. So side times side times side. What were you just saying, Ethan?
B times H.
What kind of B? Little B or big B?
Big B.
Okay, so
And
let's
then-
talk about this.
length times.
You told me on volume I gotta multiply 3 sides together. So why is there only 2 things listed here? Anyone have any idea?
Wait, there's 2.
So let's compare this to this. What is different from this compared to this?
It's low.
Tell me, Peyton.
The first one has operations. The bottom one doesn't have one operation.
Okay, let's look at the letters that are there. A variable next to variable means to multiply. Yes.
So that there is a B on the bottom one, and then an H also on both of them. But on the top one there is an L. There's length and width, and there isn't length or width on the bottom.
Okay, so what do you think big B could stand for?
Do you have Brandon?
Braden?
Yeah, Brayden, I'm sorry.
Braden Kudelka?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I need him.
Okay, so anyone want to make a guess why this has this instead of this and this? Go back up to area real fast.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Ethan.
Both.
Huh?
Both.
Both what?
Both.
B plus Link and width.
Okay, so Talon, help him out. Extend it.
The B stands for base.
The what of the base? Big B stands for what of the base?
The area.
Yes.
And the little B
Big
stands for the
B
perimeter.
equals area of base.
That's a rectangle.
We will get into this later on.